Hey, what's up, guys? It's your boy Steven with Bruno's Sports and More. I just wanted to touch up on the Amir Khan Terrance Crawford fight that's coming up April 20th. Man, I'm gonna get a lot of people hating on me for what I'm about to say, but you know, it is what it is. I think it's too soon for everybody to be crowning Terrance Crawford pound for pound. Honestly, for being honest, I really wouldn't even put him in the top 4 in the welterweight division. I mean, he hasn't fought nobody in the welterweight division, you know? I mean, he's a talented fighter, no doubt, and he has the potential and the talent to get to becoming maybe pound for pound eventually. But I don't see him as pound for pound, like not even close. I mean, like I said, he hasn't fought nobody that's a big name in the welterweight division, and people are crowning him as a pound for pound. How's that possible? You know, I mean, you look at I mean, he hasn't fought, like Keith Thurman said, he hasn't fought anybody yet in his career that you could even say is on the same caliber as Amir Khan, honestly. And a lot of people like to knock Amir Khan, you know, and I mean, honestly, dude's probably the fastest combination thrower in boxing. I would say probably hands down. I mean, he fought Canelo. He went up 2 weight classes to fight Canelo. And after the fight, I mean, Canelo, you know, rehydrated back up to, I mean, probably 10 pounds heavier than he weighed in. I mean, he was fighting probably at least, man, I mean, he was probably at least 165, you know. And you got to think, he went 6.5 rounds with Canelo, who, I mean, he was schooling him. I mean, he was looking every bit of a champion. And, I mean, you know, in the end, he got KO'd by a bigger dude. And, I mean, that KO hit's probably one that would knock out most of them except for my boy Triple G. But at the end, I mean, before that, he got hit 3 times. If you go back and watch that fight, he got hit 3 times in the face clean. And, I mean, Amir can take a punch. Amir's got heart. He ain't scared of nobody, clearly. I mean, you know, at the end of the day, that was a fight. I think Amir's biggest problem, why people say he's got a soft chin, or in the boxing world we call it chinny, I mean, it's not, people get it wrong. It's not a chin problem. Like, everybody's chin's the same. Your chin's just as weak as his chin. It's the fact that he fights so carelessly and recklessly. He likes to go toe-to-toe with everybody, and there's nothing wrong with that, but when you do that and your defense may not be where it should be compared to other fighters, you're going to leave yourself exposed in the crossfire, which you've seen that's mainly his problem, is he's been exposed in the crossfire, being aggressive. It's never like he was on the run. But anyways, I mean, another point that I think Terrance Crawford's a little overhyped is because if you go back and you watch when Manny Pacquiao was under Bob Arum. So Bob Arum had Terrance Crawford and Manny Pacquiao, and Pacquiao's been saying how he wanted to fight Crawford for a while, but instead, you know, Bob Arum and them, they didn't have it come to fruition for whatever reason. I think we all know the reason deep down is he didn't want Terrance Crawford to get a loss on his undefeated record. Even at the end of the day, an old Pacquiao's a dangerous Pacquiao. You know, I mean, he's still every bit dangerous. And if you go back and you look, when he fought Jeff Horn, who was essentially a no-one, the reason for that is it was a hype job. So basically, if Pacquiao goes in there and doesn't knock out Horn, they were going to give the fight to Horn anyways. Why is that? Because that gives him the belt from Manny, who gives Crawford an easy welterweight belt. So you can start saying, you can hype him up saying he's the pound for pound. But he hasn't fought nobody. I mean, Jeff Horn, no offense, he's a nobody, bro, compared to these big name fights. He's not a top 10 welterweight, not a top 10 at all. So what happened is you got to look back at that fight. Manny Pacquiao was schooling Horn. Not only was he schooling Horn, but Horn was fighting dirty. He was headbutting, he was holding, and he was elbowing him. And then you got to factor this in. They fought in Australia, where Jeff Horn is from. You had 3 Australian judges, and an Australian referee. And if you go back, I believe it was the 9th round where the ref came to the horn corner and said, you got to show me something or I'm going to call this fight. So with all of that, in the end, they didn't even call that fight a split decision. They gave him a unanimous win for Horn. I mean, and the dude only landed 15% of his punches. And go look at his face, bro. I mean, there's no real boxing fan, a true boxing fan, not a casual fan, and not a Horn fan. I'm talking about a real boxing fan that thinks Horn won that fight. There's no way. And the reason why, like, I believe truly, is because that took the belt from Pacquiao, who would be a dangerous fight. I'm not saying he would beat Terrance Crawford, but I mean, you know, you look, Terrance Crawford wins later on via the 9th round TKO to Horn, but Horn also fought him clean. Horn wasn't trying to bully him in a sense like he was Pacquiao. I mean, you know, and like I said, if you go back, he fights Pacquiao clean, and that ref who came in when he was fighting dirty and said that. Imagine if he was fighting him clean. I mean, Pacquiao potentially gets him out of there before then. You know, so, I mean, the whole point of this video was not necessarily about Pacquiao and Horn, but my point was of why I believe that Crawford is overhyped is the fact that, like I said, he hasn't fought nobody in the welterweight division, you know? So, personally, I'm not putting him above Manny Pacquiao. I'm not putting him above Sean Porter. I'm not putting him above Danny Garcia, Earl Spence, and I definitely, you know, probably Keith Thurman. Maybe I'd put him above Keith Thurman just because Keith's been out for like 2 years and he just barely came back. And I mean, that was a close fight against Josecito Lopez, who did his thing. You know, I mean, he, like he said, another ref. The ref might have called that. That'd be a win for him, and then he'd be the, I believe, it's WBO champion. You know, the welterweight division. So, you know, I mean, it's, I mean, like I said, they'd probably come down to them two, I would say. But yeah, I don't know, bro. I think it's a little much. I think he, you know, if he beats Khan convincingly, then he's a champion. We go ahead and start crowning him a champion. I mean, I still wouldn't say he's better than Earl Spence or any of those top guys. But I mean, like I said, back to the whole Khan and Crawford fight, you got to look. Khan's a dangerous dude. He's undefeated as a welterweight fighter and fighting 147, and he's also undefeated against southpaws. You know, I mean, dude's fast. He's dangerous. He's probably the most pure boxer in the sport when it comes to offense. He just fights so smooth. You know, I don't know. I mean, but then again, he is pretty reckless. So anything can happen in boxing. It just takes one punch. But my whole point to it is I don't see Crawford being able to knock out Khan at least faster than Canelo did. Because you got to look. Like I said, he went up 2 weight classes to fight Canelo. Khan's not naturally the weight they fought at. So I mean, it took Canelo till the 6.5 round. And Crawford's not a welterweight naturally. So you're telling me a guy who's not naturally even a welterweight is going to be able to knock out a guy faster than Canelo did. And Canelo, you can argue, is pound for pound. So yeah, no, I don't see Crawford knocking him out at least sooner than Canelo did. I mean, maybe I could see him maybe getting a TKO in the later rounds. I don't see him cleanly knocking Khan out. But I mean, if the judges, you know, the judges aren't corrupted, you know, aren't paid, and they score the fight correctly, if it went the distance, I just don't see Crawford outpointing Khan. Not at all, honestly. I don't think many people could outpoint Khan, truly, if we're just being real, if the fight ever goes the distance. And a lot of people underestimate Khan's power. You know, I mean, if you go back, he's knocking some dudes out. You know, Philo Greco, he knocked him out in 39 seconds. By the way, shout out PLG. I'm a big fan. Italian boys stick together. But anyways, you know, he got him. He's knocked out some dudes. You know, he went, Samuel Vargas, they went pretty far. He got a couple knockdowns in that fight too. Then again, he got knocked down himself. So, you know, I mean, like I said, I mean, I think this is going to be an entertaining fight to say the least. I know for sure the first 7 rounds are going to be, I think, toe-to-toe. I mean, you're going to see lightning, you're going to see thunder, you know. And, I mean, I think, like I said, you can get your money's worth. This will be a good fight. I ain't gonna lie, I'm a pretty big Amir Khan fan. So I don't want to come off biased or anything. I just want to kind of let it be known that it's not going to be this shutout fight that everybody thinks. It's going to be boring and that Khan's, you know, he's over the hill. I don't believe that. I believe it's going to be a good electric fight, and the best fighter is going to win in the end. And whoever that be, I don't know. I'm hoping Khan. We'll see. It could be Crawford, though. Either way, it'll be a good fight. If you like this video, go ahead, hit that like button, subscribe. I try to comment back to everybody I can. Give me your opinion, too. I mean, you might disagree 100% with everything I just said, and that's cool. That's what the channel's here for. You know, we're here to have healthy debates. I ain't gonna try and attack anybody personally, and if anybody wants to do that with me, you know, you can hop on over to somebody else's channel, because I don't play that. I'm just here to talk sports and have a good time and engage with my followers and whoever else wants to jump on and watch. But all right, man, y'all be blessed. I'll catch you on the next video.